Believe it or not, you are at the Drunken Sailor Cocktail channel. This is the place where we make delicious cocktails, fun and easy, and if you follow the steps, you can make them in your home bar too. I am Bill the Drunken Sailor, and this is my place. Well, we're going on a theme of some great Caribbean cocktails, and recently on a cruise I found a bar that made a lot of Cuban cocktails, and I realized how much I love daiquiris again. And while I've always known they're good, they just proved it again. Well, we've got a variation today that comes from the Hotel Nacional in Havana, Cuba. The backstory behind this is there was a gentleman by the name of Wil Taylor. Wil was actually the bar manager at the Waldorf Astoria in New York City. Well, in 1920, they passed an amendment and they said, no more booze. So Wil packed up and he went somewhere warm and sunny in Havana. And he got a job at the Hotel Nacional as the bar manager. Well, he created this cocktail, and there's a couple other guys, Eddie Wolf and Fred Kaufmann, who also are credited working this cocktail with him. And they developed the hotel's signature cocktail, the Hotel Nacional. It was first published in A Gentleman's Companion in 1939. I'm going to show you another great daiquiri. Let's get pouring. Now we're going to make this cocktail in a shaker, and we're using this beautiful shaker here. We have a link in the description to our Amazon store, and you'll see all the different tools that we use there. So if you like them, go there and you can buy them for your bar. Our first ingredient going in here is going to be pineapple juice, and we're going to use 1 ounce of pineapple juice. Now, of course, fresh is always best, but it's hard to get fresh pineapple. Our next ingredient going in there is cane simple syrup. Now, the recipe calls for just a plain simple syrup, but being Cuba, and one of Cuba's biggest imports ever was sugar cane, I guess they weren't using the same white refined sugar we use here, so we're using cane sugar. A little bit less refined. We're going to use 1/2 of an ounce. Now, it wouldn't be a daiquiri if we weren't using lime. Since we've got some other flavors in here, we're going to cut that traditional 1 ounce of lime juice down to 1/2 of an ounce, freshly squeezed. Now, here's where the great twist comes in on here. We're going to pull in as another sweetener in here, apricot brandy, apricot liqueur, and for that, we are only going to use a little bit, 1/4 of an ounce. Final ingredient going in there is rum. We're going to use white rum. Now, you can use a dark rum if you want, but if you use a white rum, it's going to have a brighter color to the cocktail. 1.5 ounces. That is everything that's going in that cocktail. Well, except for the ice, because we want a nice cool daiquiri. Let's chill this down. Now what we're going to do is grab a nice chilled coupe, and we're going to pour. All we got left to do is garnish. We're going to use a traditional lime wheel on there, put that on there, and let's see how this tastes. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I just love a good daiquiri. In this, the Hotel Nacional is a good daiquiri. That apricot just brings out a little bit of a twist to it. That pineapple makes it nice and sweet. Got to try one of those, folks. And one last thing, remember, always tip your bartender.